Everybody's waiting so patiently, so relaxing. Episode 91, Joshua Ray Farmer, Artistic Freedom. Hopefully this is coming in loud and clear. Folks, thanks for joining me tonight. We are just a few episodes away from 100, and I still need ideas on what to do. If I'm coming in loud and clear, give me a thumbs up and let me know, does it look good? Does it sound good? Does it feel good? Hope you guys been having a good time in the comments section, chatting it up. Of course, you guys know what to do. This episode is a Q&A with a topic. So I promised you we'd start using topics, and tonight we are going to. Tonight the topic is blood, sweat, and tears. I think it's kind of self-explanatory as usual, but there'll be some details we will get into before we get to the actual questions you guys sent in. And this is tonight's drink of choice, right? There we go. So actually, I should check. I don't even know if anybody yet has Okay, so we got our thumbs up. Did you guys, anybody confirm that we are sounding good, looking good, and feeling good? I see we're talking food in the comment section. Christy, of course, as always, you know that. America, fuck yeah! So thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for being on here. Right, we will get to the topic here in a second, and then after that, we will do the Q&A and answer all the questions you guys submitted. In the meantime, we will just BS, and if you guys have, of course, questions or input later on, that will be what that moment is for. So tonight will be the Blood, Sweat, and Tears, episode 91, Joshua Ray Farmer. Let's see here, I'm scrolling. All right, I'm going to catch up with all you guys in the comment section, try to stay relevant, and see if I can keep up with you, right? So what's up, David? Thanks for joining us, Brody, Rochelle, the regulars, the usuals. I see you guys chopping it up. That's cool. Get in the comment section. Christy, what's up? Brody Jade's here. Let's see who else is here. Natalie, what's up? Thanks for being on here. Thanks for coming in and saying hi and being so sweet. Okay, let's see here. Let's keep going here. Riley's on here. What's up, Riley? Thanks for joining us. If you guys are watching this, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, just send the thumbs up. Send emojis, send thumbs up, send support, send love, however you want to. You do you. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do me right now. Correct with a nice little. I'm going to do me right now. Correct with a nice little Del Sol cigar. Let's get this thing lit. So the topic tonight is for you guys to sort of get in the comment section and respond to me, but be patient for the actual Q&A afterwards. It's for you guys to kind of, I guess, join me in regards to the concept of blood, sweat, and tears. So we'll, of course, start with what is the concept of blood, sweat, and tears. Well, really where I was inspired to use that as a topic tonight was, one second. I don't know if you heard that, but it's one of my favorite sounds. So, you know, there was a sticker that was really popular years ago. Everybody had it on the back of their cars. And it's like, I don't know, stuff like peace, love, happiness, like life, love, joy, you know, live. Oh, that's what it was. It was live, laugh, love. You guys remember the stickers on the back of people's cars? Dipshits. No, it's cool. You guys do you. I'm going to do me. And me means the live, laugh, love. I'm just not so into it. I think that it's just not my mojo. You know, it's not my deal. It's not my speed. I got an old piece of cigar from the last time I cut one. Little V cutter, Sheldon's favorite. What's up, Sheldon? Hopefully you're watching. If not, you should be, but whatever. So anyway, blood, sweat, and tears is kind of my, geez, this thing is insane. I'm going to fucking burn my cigar off. What the fuck is this? You guys see what's going on here? What is this? What am I supposed to do with that? Burn the damn place down? I don't know how I'm supposed to torch a cigar with this. See if it doesn't work. Well, it's like I can throttle the bitch. Sorry, you guys are having to witness some pyrotechnics. I've never had to do this before with my cigar, but let's see if I can't burn myself and light myself on fire. Ready? Look at that. Skills. Okay, so anyways, thanks for joining me tonight. Hope you had a good show. Good night, guys. Have fun. It's been real.
You are fake news.
I'm just kidding. So tonight's topic, blood, sweat, and tears, is basically my way of saying live, laugh, love is stupid. And I kind of mean that to a high degree, but also that blood, sweat, and tears is better. It's just better, especially for us dudes out there that don't want those stickers on our cars. So blood, sweat, and tears represents the obvious to me. The blood is what you're willing to sacrifice, the reality of what you're willing to sacrifice, the things in life that are real not crystals, not star signs. It's all good if you do that, but it's not for me. That's what the blood represents. It's the physicality. It's the people. It's the community. It's the family. It's the reality of life. The sweat is obvious. Building some sweat equity in this world is very important. You know, there's a famous quote that I love that says, "Don't be mad about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do." And there's the sweat part, and the tears are even more obvious. Which means that's so good. Which means, essentially, did you? Well, there's another quote. I just actually used this the other day, and it was so fitting at the time. It just makes so much sense in regards to this and the tears part, which is, what did you expect hard work to feel like? Like, what did you expect doing hard shit to feel like? Like, did you think raising a family would be hard? Starting a career, you know, building a good life, doing the things you want to do in life. Did you expect it to all be easy? Cheers, by the way, for all of you whiskey drinkers out there. Man, Forster's is no joke. Let's see what that is. Just by drinking it, I could tell right away. All right, we got 115 proof. Great. That'll probably be the glass for tonight then. It'll be it. The 1920s Prohibition style. So there we go. We got the blood, the physicality of the reality of life, you know, the actual tangibles, not star signs. We got the sweat, which is sweat equity. Don't be mad about the results you didn't get for the work you didn't do. And the tears. The tears are the fact that it's going to fucking hurt. If you want to do anything in life that's pretty significant, it's definitely going to hurt. So you guys got to understand that for sure. Let's see, let me turn this down here. So with that being said, we're going to start tonight's conversation. We have a lot of questions, and I'm sure some of them are going to get to this, but I will give you guys a little bit of input. Looks like we got some flags being sent, of course, a little behind, but you know I love them. Fuck yeah! A lot of them. Actually, we got quite a few of them. Let's see if we can get something a little more appropriate for tonight's ambiance. You ready for this? I'm just going to bring them all up. You guys ready? Because you know I love when you do this. It's super fun, so thanks for joining me and showing love and support. Riley says, first time watcher. Well, awesome, Riley. Thanks for being on here. And I'm playing this song because there's so many flags being sent this way. I'm going to scroll through. I'm just going to bring them up. That's what I want to do. That's why you guys watch me smoke a cigar and drink a whiskey and enjoy the conversation. I'm just bringing up these buttons. If there's any more here, maybe they're sprinkled throughout the past. Look at that. Super cool. Super cool. I imagine somebody takes it offensive, which is super awesome. Don't mind. Look at that. I can keep scrolling back and just keep finding them. How cool is that? Super, super cool. All right, I think we pretty much got to about all of them. There's the best quote, the best intro, the best comment of the night. Okay. Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me. Thanks for having a smoke and a cigar. We're going to be talking about blood, sweat, tears all night. We're going to get into the comments here, or the questions and answers, and just have a good time. That's what we're going to do. Okay, before we talk a little more about that, I should let you guys know too, because some of the questions were asking this. This Friday, there's actually going to be, I feel almost kind of weird without music sometimes, so I'm just going to play some random stuff. Maybe it'll be fitting, maybe it won't. So this Friday, we have a class coming up that's going to be online. If you guys want more information, you know what to do. Sign up to our newsletter. And if you want to get that information, you can go and sign up online to it, thetattoovault.com. And we're doing online shit. We're going to be teaching all kinds of things. It's the place you need to go. If you know somebody or you yourself are interested in tattooing, really, and or business, or you've joined us before, Dambria, Christy, if you guys would like to join me live Friday, you should. We're actually going to have Jessie on. I'm pretty sure she'll be showing up. So, with Jessie and me, and actually, I think possibly even Amber. So Amber Graham will be here as well. And we're going to be doing a quick little course/class. I will not be drinking or having a cigar. We'll be taking it serious. So if there's anything you want to learn, or you know anybody who is interested, then have them sign up, or just join us Friday, tell them about it, I think it's, I should say, I'm pretty sure it's 6 o'clock, but you know how that goes. So sign up to the newsletter or go to the website to get that information or give it to somebody you know. And other than that, that's pretty much the events for the very moment until we start planning out our spring/summer stuff. And I know I told you and teased it a little bit last week that we're putting plans together for something this spring. So I'm just be ready, okay? Be ready. There's some stuff coming up, and it's going to be fun. So, Damir says, I'll be there. Of course you will, Damir. That's right. And tell your friends, you know what I mean? Tell your friends. So Natalie's saying, oh, Jessie, I like her. Yeah, that's good because soon you will all love her. So Jessie will be here joining us, and Jessie's our newest apprentice/artist/ she was started as a guest artist. We liked her, and we told her she should stay, and she became one of the team literally overnight. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna publicly also say that Dalen, if you guys know who he is, you've been to some of the events, and he's been awesome. Is no longer with us in regards to our team. So I'm just throwing that out there. We don't need to get too deep into it. I just want to let you guys know because people ask, and he bailed. Let's just put it that way. Dalen bailed. He did not complete his apprenticeship, and he is no longer working with us at the shop. I'm totally cool with it. Make room for those who take it more serious. So anyways, here we go. Blood, sweat, and tears. You guys can get in the comment section all you want. We got a lot of questions that have been submitted. I know that was a nice segue. I'll just leave you hanging. And we're going to get to all of the questions. So it'll be a good night. It'll be a good time. And of course, anything in the comment sections as well, I will do my best to get to. Kim, I like your idea. I like your idea a lot. Easter egg hunt, that would actually be kind of fun. A tattoo egg hunt or tattooed egg hunt. I don't know why tonight I just feel weird without music. I almost feel like we should just have it in the background. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys just a quick little story before we get into the actual questions in regards to what, like the blood, sweat, and tears part. I'm going to start, of course, in order with blood, the sweat, and the tears. And I think this is really important. Segue right into some seriousness that I think in our world today, I would say the whole world, but especially in our individual lives today, we are facing a lot of turmoil. And sometimes it doesn't always... Tell me I'm not right about saying this. All of us know that we're in a whole world of hurt. All of us know we're in a heap of shit right now, whether it's financially or emotionally or physically. Our world, our country, our communities seem to be really taking a massive hit. But here's what's interesting about it. It seems to be invisible to some level. So some people feel it. I think everybody feels it. But we don't, even if we see it, we don't necessarily know how to put a pin in it. We don't know how to put our finger on it. But everybody feels it, right? Everybody's feeling it. They know something's up in the ether. Something is going down. Mark my words today that I'm saying this. Shit is a changing. Things are a brewing. The world's changing, and it's changing fucking fast. If you guys are paying attention to the things that are going on in the world, whether it be AI and virtual, which we've talked about before, and technology, policy, the state of our own country, much less the world, the wars that are going on. This is a very, very tumultuous time in history, and we're living through it right now. So if you're feeling it, then you have good reason to. So I just want to bring that up because the blood part for me in regards to tonight's topic is really, it starts at birth, right? You inherited through blood, you inherited somebody else's genetic code, somebody else's plural. And now you're here, and it's the greatest gift that you've ever been given, but it's also probably one of the most challenging tasks that one could ever undergo, which is being a good human. And so the blood part, I think, is really important because I do think I think it's fair to say, like, I'm very blessed and very lucky and very, what's the word? I am very privileged, as a matter of fact, to live in such a world where I have a wonderful family. Rochelle's on here. And, mother, a father, sisters, cousins. I mean, a whole family. And I even have a really rad team at the shop. I've had a rad team for quite some time. Some rad people that I'm around, friends and family of all sort of walks and different aspects of my life. That being said, that's the blood part, the physical part. I want to bring that up because we did talk about community at one of our episodes. I think it was 2 or 3 episodes ago. We talked a lot about building a community and how important it is. And I think it gets overlooked easily that, I'm thankful for you guys. A lot of everybody that's on here watching is part of this community. Even if you're just jumping on going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? it's very important to make a point that community is fucking everything. It's so important. And that leads me on to the sweat part. I want to talk a little bit about that in regards to some of my story that you guys have all heard and sort of how I became a tattoo artist, or how I became, the man I am today that's sitting before you. So we'll talk first about obvious growing up. Everybody on here watching has grown up to some level. You have. And you know that when you start something, you suck. When you start something at it, you suck at it, right? That's natural. That's normal. Most of us older people know that, and we're used to it and we expect it. One of the mistakes we make is that we think it's going to go away, and that we didn't make it if it doesn't go away. The pain, the sweat, the work part should go away, and it doesn't, right? So the sweat part is, you grew up in your life, the things you had to get over, and you thought becoming an adult would be it and you're done. Yeah. And then lo and behold, you got a couple gut checks to remind you that, oh, I think this is just how it's always going to be. And then you try some really hard shit, right? You grow up, you have a family, you raise kids. If you're like me, you pay the bills, you support your family, you support the people around you. Eventually you build a business, you quit your day job, which is scary. All the while start trying to provide for yourself and others. You try to be a role model to your community. And you try a podcast, right? 2016, you get some cameras, don't know what you're doing, get a computer for the first time. You start trying shit that's brand new and that you suck at. And it seems like every time you try something new, you're going to suck at it. And the illusion is that, oh, it's not that hard. I'm just going to do it and I'm going to be great. And then 5 years later, you realize, wow, I probably sucked at it when I first started and I'm getting a little better, but I still am not that great. And then 10 years later, a decade later, you realize, wow, I think it takes a really long time to get good at something. Regardless of it's parenting or business, making money, relationships, your physical health. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all hard. It's all very difficult. Considering it's very difficult, I think that's where a lot of people's quit shows up when things get difficult, right? If you're in the shop with me working as an apprentice and things get difficult, they don't work out your way. You don't like the way your work turns out. You don't like the way you're getting talked to or treated. Or you don't necessarily like the state of things. Instead of thinking, how do I fix it? You think, wow, I don't want to bear this anymore. Too many people not able to handle enough suffering. I'm going to tell you right now, most people are so weak at suffering. They're just so terrible at it. So many things in your life you could suffer and you don't. You bail because you think that if it's a little bit hard, I'm going to move on. So I'm not willing to put in the sweat equity to get the skills or the results that I want. So again, the quote is, never be mad about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. So I'm going to leave that there. That's the sweat part. And now the tears. The tears is, segueing off that. It's the pain, it's the suffering, and all the things that don't go your way. It's the physical tears. It's the loss. It's the hurt. It's all those, things that come your way that make you feel either like poor me or why me, or I never thought this would happen to me. Whatever those are the tears. That's the tears part of tonight's topic. And that's, if it didn't break you already, if you didn't break at the blood part because you had a bad community, you had a bad upbringing, of terrible genetics, I don't fucking know. If you didn't break there and you got to the sweat, you put in the sweat equity, but you didn't give it enough time because it's only 4 months in, 6 months in, 4 years in. What happens is you have to torch your damn cigar again because this lighter is insane. Probably got the center way too hot. That's insane. I love it. I like it though. I don't know what's the deal with this thing, but it's kind of cool. There we go. Nope. Thought I had it. And so if all that stuff didn't break you, well, the tears will. Because once it starts to hurt, once it starts to show, everybody quits because everybody thinks, oh, it shouldn't feel like this. I should be farther than I am. It shouldn't feel this bad. If I'm in a relationship, it shouldn't hurt. If somebody loves you, they'll never hurt you. They wouldn't hurt you if they loved you. God, dude, just a bunch of pussies. By the way, I'm speaking to my former self too, and even my current self. There's still parts of me that can get better. All I'm saying is everybody wants it fucking easy, man. And I think too many people don't push hard enough. So I think it's really important for people to remember that whatever it is that's worth doing, right? The simple things, living is worth it. It really, truly is. There's a time in our lives where maybe all of us needed to hear that, right? I know it's true for me. Working hard is worth it. Being there for your family. If you fathers out there that aren't there for your families and you know it, you're watching this and you're thinking, fuck, He just brought me up. Yeah, be there for your families. It's really worth it. It's really cool. It's really cool for them. It's really great. It's really smart. It's the most intelligent thing you'll ever fucking do. Nothing will ever trump it. Nothing will ever be above that. So go be a really good parent. Be a really good provider and supporter for your family. I don't care if it means an ex. I don't care if it means a kid. I don't care if it means sisters or a mother. Whoever needs you and whoever you can help out and show that love and support. Be that, because it's fucking awesome. For all you people out there starting a new career, new relationship, or thinking about it, just be sure, just be really, truly sure that you've actually suffered through the thing in which you think is unbearable enough that it's worth bailing or breaking something important over, like a family or a career or time, like losing your time. I'm just going off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I just want you guys to know that in regards to what I'm bringing up tonight, I see a lot of people break under all these conditions. And if they make it through the last phase of the blood, sweat, and tears, then guess what you get to do? Take a wild guess where what the cycle looks like. You get through the blood, you get through the sweat, and you get through the tears. And what do you think happens after that? I would like to see in the comments while I enjoy tonight's festivities. In the comments, let me know what you think is next. So we talked about the blood, we talked about the sweat equity, we talked about the tears. The blood's the community, the sweat is the sweat equity and the time you put in. Don't be mad about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. And the tears are, right? Don't let the pain stop you from thinking that you're on the right path. People feel uncomfortable and all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, this is uncomfortable. I must just jump ship because this must not be it. It's not comfortable. It doesn't feel good all the time. I'm not 24/7 fucking euphoric rubbing crystals together, finding out which damn Capricorn symbol is and shit. So all I'm saying is, what do you think's next? What do you think is next after the blood, sweat, and tears? What do you think happens? What's the next phase that you go through? Out of curiosity, see if you guys have any ideas. Let's see, we got here Janice on here saying, seriously, I would die 19 hours. Incredible. Go Wendy, 19 hours is badass. Somebody must have said that they were working for a long shift. Looks like Wendy. Wendy's on here. Thanks for joining us, Wendy. Good to see you. And thanks for working hard. Okay, let's see. Coming house at the beach. All right. So Damber says, the deadlifts I be doing is unbearable. All this better be worth it for sure. Well, you could probably answer your own question. Do you think it'll be worth it in the end? Brody Jade before that said, you got to keep fighting because it doesn't get easier. I would say that you're probably right to a large degree. It doesn't necessarily get easier. You get stronger. And yes, you should keep pushing forward. Wendy is saying breakthrough. Riley is saying happiness. Interesting. Curtis is on here. What's up, Curtis? My boy. Good to see you. Curtis says, more problems if you're growing. Learn to love them. There we go. I would have to say, if I could find my appropriate sound effects. I hope that was dramatic enough for you, Curtis. So what happens when the blood, sweat, and tears are complete? When you feel like they're complete? What happens when you've got it down? You got your community, right? You got your sweat equity. You've done the work. You've went through the tears and the pain and the loss and the suffering and the going broke and, you know, getting broken up on and losing your health or fitness or whatever, your abilities, or you find yourself 4 years old with no skills and broke. And then you're like, fuck, I got to start now. Like, you got through the tears. What happens? What happens after that? Rochelle says, reaping the rewards, which is partly true. Of course, you get to reap the rewards of the things that you actually follow through with, if you actually follow through with them. But what Curtis says is more problems if you're growing. So here we go. More problems if you're growing. Learn to love them. So what happens when you get through the blood, sweat, and tears? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to go ahead and type it for y'all. Ready? I'm going to do this while trying not to look stupid on camera. Here's what comes after. I hope I spelled it right, because I can't usually spell very well. Okay, let's see here. See if I can make it dramatic. Hopefully I spelled it right. Can't really see on the tiny little keyboard. There we go. That's what's next. Gianna says, enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're right. You do get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Anybody who's enjoying the true fruits of their labor knows it's just, you've just started. You've just begun. You do it enough times, you realize there is no finish line unless you choose for it to be. And that's There really isn't one. So what Curtis says, I do truly, and I'm not saying this to toot your horn, Curtis, but obviously we see eye to eye in a lot of ways. But more problems if you're growing, learn to love them. That's what happens after the blood, sweat, and tears. More, like Joshua A. Farmer says here. Wow, what a good looking dude. Where is it? Right here? Right there. Look at this guy. See this little guy? Anyway, that's it. More blood, sweat, and tears. Janice, you're right. Janice, sorry. Enjoying the fruits of your labor, level up. Yes, 100%. And leveling up means you probably start getting used to the fact that there's more blood, sweat, and tears. Janice says, Janice, Josh Lemeo. I don't know what that means. Riley says, purpose in the pain and all the unknown. Okay. Saying it 3 times. That's awesome. I get it. You don't have to yell at me. Yeah. So that's my spiel. And we're going to get to the questions that you guys submitted, because that is going to be our sort of premise for the night, right? That's going to be our home base. So while the questions come up, if it provokes further questions, I don't know what it is about tonight that I feel like I really truly need like some sort of music and like cool shit in the background. Just one of those nights. It was a long day. It was actually, yeah, it felt like a long day. It was a good day, a successful day. Tattooed some really cool shit today. Did a Medusa. Okay, so let's get to the first question. And if this provokes any questions in you guys, of course, feel free to ask. Here we go. Well, here's the first question I answered kind of earlier. What time will the in-person 420 class be? You're asking too far ahead. If you want to know more about the classes, go to the tattoovault.com and you'll get all your questions. You'll get your questions answered. I know what you want. I know what you're looking for. Just go there to not High Sierra. You could actually go to our newsletter there too, but go to the tattoovault.com and you'll get all the information about the classes and courses coming up. It will keep you informed. Okay. Next question. Will the online classes be on YouTube? ? So the class that's coming on Friday that we'll be doing with me, Amber Graham, and Jesse, yes, it will be here on YouTube. Also Facebook. So we'll be streaming live so people can join us. And I appreciate it, but Mrs. Link, you're going to have to forgive my slurs and speech impediments. Okay, so let's get to the next question. Will you be getting any jewelry in the shop? Maybe jewelry case? Maybe a jewelry case? I don't know why I would need a jewelry case, question asker. But yes, we are getting a lot of jewelry in the shop. Amber Graham is very excited to get a ton of jewelry, and she just ordered some today. If Amber Graham's watching, no, I did not open it because I know you're going to want to. So I'm leaving it where it's at. But we're getting more jewelry. She's into the fancy stuff. Thank goodness we got a woman's touch. She is the one figuring this stuff out. Okay, next question. Next question is, what qualities do you look for in an apprentice? This has very much changed over the years and been refined, and I will give you today's answer for that question. What qualities do you look for in an apprentice? Number 1, somebody who's obviously really driven. You're about to start running your own business if you want to be a tattooer. I said tattooer and tattoo artist almost in the same word. See, it's either genius or I'm just really stupid and can't speak. But the tattooer. So if you want to be a tattoo artist, you really probably should have some customer service experience, because otherwise you're going to have a hard fucking time. You're going to suck. You're not only going to suck, but people are going to fucking hate you because you're just not going to be good at what you do, and that's going to be real hard. So look, if you can't get a 9-to-5 job, if you can't work for somebody for a few years, get some customer service experience, then you should go do that first before you become a tattoo artist. Becoming a tattoo artist is looked at often as like an easy route because you can get out of prison, get up off the streets, get your teeth fixed from all your years of living rough, and start making money right away. But you're fucking people up, of course. So if you want more answers to this question, is what are the qualities you look for in an apprentice? Friday we'll be answering a ton of this stuff. But I will say this. The things I look for is someone who's driven and motivated, someone who has past experience of at least 1 to 2 years of working in a professional environment, especially namely customer service or some sort of high pressure environment, someone who already has art skills, right? You have to have those to a high level. It's either one of two things. You're either really, really amazing yourself and willing to work hard and have the proof from your past experiences, or you're really, really promising with your art and you can prove that you can work hard, one of the two. And then after that, the next one would be you got to be at the shop for up to 3 months just grinding. And I'm not going to share much with you. I'm just going to watch how you respond and how quick you learn, because you're about to become a business owner. And if I have to hold your fucking hand and you can't take initiative, I've seen people take initiative. It's real. They can do it. Thank God. I'm now convinced that that's the right way. I used to do too much hand holding because I thought that was what these 20-year-olds coming in off the streets, right straight out of school. I thought that's what they needed, was a hand to hold. And I was not wanting to give up on them until I just realized they're typically a bunch of idiots that don't know anything. And hand holding isn't going to help, because I'm teaching them. People ask us all the time, how do I become a tattoo artist? Well, tattooing is the thing you do, but it's not the business you're running. The business you're running is just like any business. There's a million aspects to it that are way more top level than the art of tattooing, right? So tattooing is just the thing that you sell, the product and the service. But that's not the business. The business is a million other things. It's customer service, right? It's accounting, it's ordering, it's marketing and sales and branding. It's all kinds of shit. And that's way harder than tattooing. Any idiot can tattoo. I know a ton of idiots that tattoo, and I mean that accurately. Matta, what's up? Thanks for being on here. Saying Artistic Family, Freedom Family, what's up? Good to see you. Christy says, why can't I super chat? Christy, that sounds like a personal problem. I have no idea. But that would be really cool if you could. And I think you should. Okay. Let's see if we can go to the questions. I'm trying not to miss them. Mikey, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Mikey says, what's the last tattoo you did with no charge? Man, last tattoo I did with no charge. I don't know. I think I fixed somebody's tattoo. It was a past apprentice in the shop who really needed this tattoo fixed. This person needed the tattoo fixed. And you could tell that the apprentice at the time was just being very careless. So I fixed that. And of course, I didn't charge them. They technically paid previously, but I didn't charge them. Okay. Mikey's saying, is being on time a big thing to you? I would think so when you work so hard. Yeah, it is, because it shows. Look, I'm getting to the point where I've had enough apprentices and people working with me and for me that I'm learning as a business owner the ins and outs of being on this end of management, right? Which I never expected to be, but I am. Never expected to have an office job, and I never expected to be a fucking manager, but I am. It's my job, and I'll do it best I can. I don't think I'm that good at it, but I'm trying. I'm learning. And so he's saying, is being on time a big thing to you? Yes, it's a big thing to everybody. Nobody's like, no, I don't really care if people are on. No, dude, everybody fucking cares. And it's a sign of respect. Like, I don't even have to consciously think about it. If somebody's showing up on time and I can count on them over and over and over, now I'm willing to work harder for them. I'm willing to do more for them, put them in positions where they get more and get more. If you want to fuck around and find out, then show up. Don't be dependable on a regular basis. I'm not talking about like sometimes out of the week you're on time, or sometimes out of the month, or every couple of days. If you're not dependable, then that says a lot to somebody who gives a shit. And I deal with that all the time. All the fucking time. Yeah. Basic stuff is what people usually fail at, right? Everybody wants to do all this magnificent shit, but they fucking suck at basic shit. Sorry about the cussing today. I'm in a mood. Hopefully it doesn't get me kicked off. I think you can cuss on YouTube. I don't think it's a big deal. Okay, let me scroll down and see if I can catch up with you guys. Another American flag. You know what's up. Matta says, because some are weak but willing to learn. Maybe there was something previous to that, I'm not sure. Mikey says, well said, hard to change a person, much easier to teach skills you can acquire. Personality has to be harder. Yes, you cannot change people's personalities. You just can't. And if somebody doesn't have any skills, look, you got to look at people's track record, man. My dad always says this shit. Inventory people. Look at their track record. What do they have? What do they do? What can they do? Right? What have they done? Take that, not with a grain of salt, but take that as a really loud signal to the person you're probably about to get. It's an employee or a relationship. Doesn't matter what the relationship is. And this is me trying to beat this through my thick skull, because I gotta learn this shit, because I keep signing up with these idiots who don't follow through, and I got to find a better way because it takes time from me. I got to get people that are serious. How do you do that? Well, it seems like the people who don't have a track record of being able to be dependable or get anything done or follow through, they seem to be pretty piss poor, examples. Pretty piss poor apprentices, artists, employees, whatever. And I've met these people. I've had plenty of them around me, and I'm starting to be able to smell them a little clearer so I can pinpoint them a little quicker. Damn, bro, watch your mouth. Okay, so here we go. Do you make your sister pay? Bruh. Did you make your sister pay? Oh, maybe there you go. That would probably be the last one. You know what? I don't charge my direct family. Why would I do that? We do enough for each other. But she pays. We support each other. Everybody pays. There's no such thing as free, by the way. Maybe free to you in the moment, but it comes around. There's just no such thing as free. It literally does not exist. There is no such thing. You could say it was to no cost to you. Trust me, costs come around. But if I did charge my sister, that would be my choice. But I don't think that would be a bad thing. I think if you're family and somebody gets your services and you want to pay them, I think that's a wonderful thing to show them that they respect you and your time, right? Otherwise, we'd just be working for family for free. That'd be insane. Okay. Wendy says, I didn't want to be a leader either, but when you're born to lead, you just take the challenge. Yeah, it's not about wanting to, I don't think. Wanting to be a leader is kind of weird. I don't think it's a matter of wanting to be a leader. And Amanda, we're grateful for you. Thank you. Okay. Amanda says, my new position is hella teaching inventory. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm a little behind. Scientific behavioral patterns is super interesting. Curtis says, start charging. If they're not willing to invest in themselves, hard for you to invest in them. Hard for you to invest in them. You know what, Curtis? Man, you're probably. I'm going to assume you're right. I'm going to say you're right. I don't know that you're right because I haven't done it, so I couldn't say you're right. But I'm taking that. I'm taking that seriously. Because I do believe if I'm going to spend months with you, years maybe, helping you, and all I get back in return is your hard work at the shop, which I could do myself. Not saying it's nothing, and I appreciate it, but let's be real, it's not that fucking hard to mop and sweep and take out the trash, dude. It's fucking basic shit. And if you can't do that and that breaks you, you got to kick rocks. Sometimes I have to tell them to kick rocks, and sometimes they have to do it on their own. They take the initiative, and that's fine. Do it as soon as possible. But you're right, Curtis. Charging for an apprenticeship isn't very common. A lot of people frown upon it within the industry, but I actually have been trying it the opposite way for a while. And I'm telling you right now that more often than not, it does not work the way I'm doing it. So at least it will weed out the people who are not serious and that have, if you're an apprentice learning to tattoo, or really you're anywhere trying to learn anything new, and you don't have a side hustle to be able to fund your ways, your thing, your skills that you're trying to acquire, then really you're just wasting everybody's time. Like people are scared to work 10, 15 plus hours a day for a couple of years to get it for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years to get it going. So I think you're right, Curtis. And you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that. Okay, here we go. Oh, that didn't work at all. Let's try it one more time. My mouse got hung up. I'm going to screenshot what you're saying here so that I can't forget it. Let's see here. All right, bring that down here. So here we go. This is my screenshot. I'm going to leave that up for a minute. I'm going to leave this up for a minute. Let's just do that. Okay. Still, I feel like, geez, man, we just need music or something. All right. Rochelle said, I've offered to pay. Yeah, and I won't let her, most likely. But you pay, sis, because you support me. I support you. It's not always in physical dollars in the moment, but we love each other and we support each other. Okay, let's get this here. All right, catching up to the comments. Christy, as always.
Fucking hell yeah.
Natalie says, I think you are doing great, Joshua. Weeding through people is not easy. You are kind and want to give people a chance. You're right. But I only have so much and I'm not getting younger. So I thought about this the other day, Natalie, in regard. I guess I got to take this off, huh? Otherwise, you can't see the comments. Let's get rid of all this for now. Okay, so Natalie says, I think you're doing great, Josh. Weeding through the people is not easy, and you are kind and want to give people a chance. But the thing is, you got to imagine this. When you're young, you kind of have time, right? As you get older, not so much. Less of it, at least. Or you just care more about it, hypothetically or theoretically. So what I'm going to say is this. I like to give, and I like to teach, and I like to share. But as I get older, I'm seeing this happen. When you're young, you can forego a couple shitty relationships, a couple morons, and you can waste some time, maybe spend 4 or 5 years with the wrong person and not be in a huge hole. But you start getting up in your 30s and 40s, especially if you're a girl. You're 35, 40 years old, you ain't got no kids yet. You're in a world of hurt if you're wanting family, right? That's a big deal. That's a ticking clock. Well, what I'm saying is you can't afford anymore at that point, to spend time with idiots. I mean, you got to be more specific. You're on crunch time. I now feel that way about my business and about apprentices, where I just don't have time anymore to hold your hand to see if you can mop, sweep, and talk to customers and post on social media and do all the things you're supposed to fucking do as an apprentice. Support the shop, support us, support yourself. I just don't have time for that anymore. If you can't prove that in a short amount of time and be worth your weight in salt, you got to go. Just cut throat. I'm done holding hands. I've held hands. I'm holding hands still technically with people that have been with me for a long time. And it's over. I'm done with that shit because as I get older, I don't have that kind of energy or time. Just like, the person getting older that's, realizing that clock is ticking, man. So I'm going to start teaching differently. And what's interesting is because of all that, what I just said, I probably will start teaching more efficiently. So I'll be heeding Curtis's words and changing up how I do this. Okay. Putting to people. Yes, you're exactly right, Mikey. Good point. Just can't bring up the comic. It's a little. Let's see here. So we got a what does it say? Josh, I wonder if you could connect with the colleges and get some art majors. They'll reimburse interns' wages, blah, blah, blah. I have a friend that is really well-versed in that type of thing, and he has started his own college, technically his own educational center. So I can talk to him about that. I've been pondering that for some time, just haven't pulled the plug. But that's a great idea, and definitely considering it. Amanda says, I want to write a book. Well, Amanda, stop wanting and start doing. Mikey says, less patience as you get older. Isn't that every old cool man? They never have patience for stupidity. Yeah, that's it. And that's, I think, something, the sooner you get to it, the better, right? Like no fucks given kind of thing. Okay, things are getting spicy. I'm not going to read all that, but keep showing your true colors. Okay, here we go. Let's get to the next question. Any planned hikes coming up this season? No, this is time to work. This is time for me to work. I'm not thinking about those things at all right now, and I'm not even getting tempted by them. I've accepted that this next couple of years is time to put my head down and get shit rolling and develop. I need to change my ways in my business. I need to adapt and shift, and I'm not going to do it hanging up in the mountains. It doesn't mean I'll never go back. Calm down. Calm your tits, guys and girls. Yes, I'll be back. But of course, I have a year camping trip that we do every time or every summer with the shop. So that'll be cool. Plus, hopefully, Jesse will be with us this time, and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay. I'll do it. I need help, farmer, to write. I need help, farmer. Everybody needs help. But see, here's the thing. Here's the truth about things that you really want. You'll figure it out. You'll absolutely figure it out. People have done it before. Millions of people have done it before you, Amanda. They're not any more special than you. They're not any more special, smart, gifted. They might be more talented. They might be more skilled. But guess what? You can learn skills. But Amanda, don't let it keep you back. Yes, you need help. Of course, that's great that you admitted it. But none of that should stop you from moving forward. My best advice is fuck it up first. And plus, if you use these AI tools that are out now and available to us for free, it's insane. So don't be dumb. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate that. As a matter of fact, I should send this to my screen so I can show it to you guys. Let's get to the next question, and then I'll airdrop this to myself. Next question is, how do you time manage? How do you determine time frames? Well, I'm not the best at it, so I don't know why you're asking me, but I do seem to get a lot done in a short amount of time. Let's go ahead and go to my images. So I do appreciate you asking. And here's what I will say about time management. Let me select this and send it to my Computero. This is not edited at all, either one of these. Maybe I shouldn't share that if it's not edited. I don't know. No, that should be fine. Is there anything else I should share? Definitely not. Definitely not that. All right, I'm sending this to my computer so I can bring it up here and show it to you guys. Bluetooth off. That's not going to help. Okay. So how do I time management? I break my day up into 3 quadrants. So what I do is I break up my day into 3 quadrants, and I actually think of it as 3 separate days. The first part of my day is my time to work on me. I am the, I've got to be able to figure out how to get me in the best position possible to do the work I want to do. And I'm not going to do it if I'm not healthy, if I'm not starting off the day on the right foot. Right? Whether it's having the right attitude when you wake up or going to the gym and making sure you're on time to get into the shop and making sure that, I have my day squared away, whether it's figured out. Like lately, I've been trying to figure out my meals a little better instead of just eating things at the whim. It's very difficult when you're in there for 16 hours a day. But my time management, I look at it as 3 different days: morning, midday, and evening. And this is part of my evening routine, for example, at least on Wednesdays. Hopefully sooner or even more. But I think time management is really simple. You have to find out what's important to you and just put your head down and go for it. And then maybe every once in a while look up and go, wow, that's really cool. We're super farther than I expected. Put your head back down and keep going. That's my time management, for as sophisticated as it sounds. Mikey says, I can smell you're stressed out. What's going on? You're stressed tonight, homie. What's up with you, my friend? Stressed. Dude, stress is life, bro. If you're not, I don't know. Look, I've had people tell me life could, if you're on the right frequencies and you match your life's purposes, that nothing will feel stressful and you'll be happy. I don't know. Maybe it's just not my speed. And yes, I do want to kiss, Mikey. Of course. Don't be stupid. So I'm glad you asked, because you probably read my mind. A Foresters is serious, by the way. 115 proof. Stress, I mean, a little bit. Yeah, I have plenty to think about, right? Like lately, I've been noticing that when I'm tattooing, I'm thinking about so many other things because there's so much shit for me to do, and you got to get used to it, man. It's me talking to myself here. This is something you got to do. You just got to get used to it. You got to put your head down. You got to get to work. And yes, I have plenty of stress in my life. The key is to make sure that it's not so overwhelming you can't perform. That's the key. See, again, going back to the blood, sweat, and tears we were talking about earlier, I'm going to go ahead and share this screen, so don't freak out. This is one of my latest tattoos. So if you guys are so scared of stress because of the way it feels, everybody thinks of stress as like, oh, it'll kill you. Dude, unmitigated stress that you can't handle, that's overwhelming, that cripples you, yeah, sure. Can't handle too much of that, although you should touch it time to time a little bit. And I don't mean touch it, I mean touch stress. You need stress, Think of it like a book, Mikey. If you read a book and you understand everything about it, every word, every concept was easy to read, then you're just being entertained. But if you're reading a book and you can't understand 90% of it, it's almost damn near useless to you. The only thing it teaches you is that there's plenty of shit you don't know and you're an idiot. But if you read a book where you can understand 80% of it, maybe even 90% of it, you can understand 95% of it, damn near 99% of it. But there's those few concepts, words, phrases that you don't know, you look up and now you're educated enough. Now you keep doing that and you will win. That's called stress, right? It's like, fuck, I don't know this thing. I got to figure it out. So I find myself like that all the time, to be honest with you. Also, what's nice about you bringing that up is I get to remind myself, like I always do, and I usually do this live. Well, there's a few things I do live. One of them is to remind myself to do this. Number 1, keep my cigar lit. 2, enjoy my whiskey. And 3, most importantly, that was hard to do right now. So yes, apparently my stress level is higher than usual. You guys do this with me. I'm going to shut the live stream down and kick all 4 of you off if you don't do this with me as we speak. So we're going to take a nice deep breath. You guys ready? Everybody's house from Oregon to Wichita, wherever you guys are watching from, across the street, maybe outside in your car. I don't know. Maybe in the next room. Maybe across the chair from me. Who are you? Breathe with me on the count of 3. We're going to do this together. It makes it more powerful. This is us rubbing crystals together. Not those kind of crystals. Crystal, if you're watching, I apologize. So we're going to take a nice deep breath together. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do it again because some of you didn't do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You guys did not know that this was going to be a Lamaze class, but welcome to tonight's tutorial. Thank you, Mikey, for pointing that out. And breath work is so powerful. We'll do that a couple times tonight. So there we go. Now we're back. Okay, we're back, baby. Yeah, and if you guys are watching this from Facebook, go to YouTube. It's better. It's just better on this side. Just do it. Mikey says, I mean, who's checking on Josh? I hope you have friends that give good advice like you do for other people. I do, Mikey. I am surrounded by really rad people. Not as many as I think I would have liked to be, but I have rad people around me. I really do. Sometimes it's just my kids. Sometimes it's you right now. So thank you, Mikey. And I hope you're well too. Been thinking about you actually a lot lately. Just wondering how you are. Super gay. Okay, here we go. Damber says that tattoo is scary. It's good and scary at the same time. You're right. It's very scary, but it is super good. Natalie says performing under stress can be rewarding. I mean, look at the freaking tattoo. You're right. I'm telling you, dude, too many people, they're too scared of the hard shit. Like, I'm not saying go out there and rip your fucking hair out, but let's be real. Most people are not living on the brink of like doing a little too much. They're doing a little too little. I mean, you might be on the brink of doing too much or already well past doing too much of the wrong shit, eating the wrong shit, saying the wrong shit, gossiping too much, talking about others, sitting around, being lazy, watching movies, playing video games a little too much. Yeah, y'all doing that too much. I'd rather be on the other end, skipping those things best I can and stressing out a little bit too much. So I'm hoping to pop out on the other side like a fucking diamond. Already have. Amanda says, phenomenal farmer. Thank you very much, Amanda. Brody Jade, you are right. Sit back and cross your legs and breathe. There we go. Wait. Okay, catching up. All right. Rochelle says, Josh has an amazing tribe. We are checking in on him. We are all checking in on him. Absolutely. And I appreciate it. I always appreciate you guys. You know that. One thing you want to do, if you really want to piss me off, come up to me and say, hey, man, you never answer your phone. You never answer my messages. Yeah, well, I'm never going to either, guys. I'm busy. I got shit to do. I'm here right now doing this. That shit will piss me off, so don't do it. Okay, anyways, so this is one of the tattoos that I did recently. I'm going to zoom in, so don't get real freaked out. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in because, let's go ahead and get this up. Look at the textures. You can almost say that with sounds, textures. So look at these textures over here on the side. This is so cool. Can anybody guess who this is on? Coots, you cannot play this game. But can anybody guess who this is on? Take a wild guess. Someone's going to guess it. I think I know who's going to guess it. Anybody guess who this is tattooed on? Just did it yesterday. We'll get to the next question too. We as a group, we are totally dropping the ball on the questions, so let's get to them. Okay. Next one. What's your biggest challenge right now for marketing? Making a product. That's my biggest challenge right now for marketing. I want to make a digital product. I've been saying it for years. I have not been able to commit to it. It is way harder than I thought it would be. And I just haven't done it. I haven't pulled the trigger. And I've been saying I'm working on it because technically I am, but realistically, I'm not working on it near as hard as I could. So, yeah. Brody J got it right. She said, Alyssa, yes, 100%. She said his teeth. Yuck. Yeah, look at these bad boys. What the shitholes? Look at this. Look at these teeth. Look at that. It's going to get real weird. A little bit of blood in there. Never hurt nobody. Never stopped me. Okay, let's get back to it. Yes, it was Alyssa. Mikey says, butter. Don't spread yourself too thin. You'll end up tearing the bread. Yeah. I just think people can be spread a lot thinner than they realize, to be honest with you. Just my opinion. I mean, if I'm not able to perform, then I know to pull back. But until I Until my performance dwindles measurably, I'm going to keep pushing because I just think that most people are too. Look, Mikey, I'm going to read this real quick. What you just said. Butter. I'm not going to say butter boy. Butter. Don't spread yourself too thin. You'll end up tearing the bread. I'm going to tell you right now, most people are not spreading themselves too fucking thin. They're just not. They're not doing shit. Most people aren't doing nothing at no high performance level. Read books upon the greats. Read books about people from the past, present, people that are currently doing rad things, and people in the past that have done rad things. I will tell you right now, look at what they've done and what they're doing and how they got there. And then ask yourself, do you really think you're on the brink of tearing your own bread? You think you're spreading yourself a little too thin? Doubt it. Damer says, this is what I love about art, can be ugly and awesome at the same time. Super cool. I'm going to bring up the next one because it's not ugly. Well, it's not necessarily ugly. This one's not edited. The picture still has a redness in it. Usually I like to try to sort of take a little bit of that out and get it brought up here. Just because it makes it look a little more flattering without the exposure of the camera and all the redness and the orange and stuff in the picture. But you're just going to have to take it for what it is. There we go. This is the last one that I just did today. And this was what, like 4? I think this was 4 hours. Yeah, this is 4 hours worth of work. This was really cool. I'm going to zoom in just a little tiny bit more. So here's today's custom designed Medusa. So this is from today. No editing. Oh, moved it. What'd I do? Go back. What's going on here? Why don't you just stay right? What in shit's name? I've never seen her do that before. Okay, let's go maybe out a little bit. What's going on? Let's just leave it there. Okay. Jamie says, someone awesome said, good art copies and great art steals. 100% true. Curtis says, work harder, sleep less. Grind season is here. 100%. Grind season is here. For those of you that are not paying attention and do not believe Curtis, I will tell you right now, you will get fucking blindsided by the world right now in the next few years, especially, maybe the next decade. We don't know how long. You are going to get blindsided like a madman if you are not paying attention to the fact that right now we are in an economic winter. And for us that are going to win, we will win big because everybody else fell asleep. And heed my words as much as you like, but stamp this moment and understand that in the next coming years, those who do the work will reap the rewards. And those who do not, it will show. And if you do not reap the rewards, know this, like tonight's topic, doesn't necessarily mean you didn't do the work and you're on the wrong path. It might just mean, look, if you try really hard shit, you're going to fail a lot. And what does failure feel like? Pain. Okay? Do not let pain be your guide in regards to whether or not you're doing the right thing or should quit, or whether or not you suck. Just don't let that happen because it might not be true, right? You might just be on the path and the path is fucking hard. If you don't find yourself often enough having to not interrogate yourself, but inventory yourself in regards to this level of pain, then maybe you're not doing enough. And you should, like Mikey said, but the opposite, spread yourself a little thinner. Just go a little, spread a little thinner. Mikey says, absolutely agree. You're not doing normal people shit. I wouldn't say that to anyone else. Nobody spreads the butter like you, J-Man. Thanks, Mikey. Thanks. Love you, brother. She's glorious. Thank you. Spread all the butter and shoot for the stars. I'm doing that. I'm 100% doing my best. I'm not very good at it, but I'm not going to fucking stop. And I hope to take all of those that I can with me that are willing to. You know, I've talked about this before, that I believe in plus equals and minuses. Took that from a book I read years ago. There's always people behind you that need the help, and I'm totally willing to lend a hand as long as you do not fucking slow me down. And also, and there's a time where that's appropriate, right? You're talking to people who are nowhere near your speed, and that's okay. But you need to set aside that time to be able to give that kind of time away. It cannot just be at random. And then there's equals, people that are just like you, people that you vibe with, people that aren't much further or further from you, whether it's ahead or behind. Those are your equals, your counterparts, the people that you like to chill with and talk to and relate to. And then there's the pluses, people that can teach you things. You know, I have a few people, one person on here right now, Curtis, who's shown me things, taught me things just by watching him, listening to him, or just taking his advice. And, you know, I get to learn from the people who are ahead of me. And that means a lot to me because we are all in that position to find equals, pluses, equals, and minuses. And that's what it's all about. So just wanted to say that. Good point, gay boy. Tear the bread. Levi says, badass Medusa, excellent work. Contrast is fantastic. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'll do it again. He says, plenty of black. Well, I'm glad that you said that because I think, ironic for the name, but I think Greg sued me for that. That was something he helped me with years ago. That's awesome. Barkus, have I told you lately? Have I told you lately how much you mean to me, how special you are, and how wonderful you are? Because you really are. You're an awesome person. Thank you so much for coming to Paint Night, bringing your friends, our friends, my friends, your friends. We're all friends. Because my friends are your friends. Uh-oh. We're going to sing that song. So anyway, Barkus, you're rad, and I appreciate you. Thanks for being on here. It's cool to see you, as always. And again, I hope you enjoyed Paint Night because it was a fucking hit. That was a really good time. Let's get to the next question because this is going to take all night if I don't. Do you get a lot of cancellations, and how will you fill that time slot? I don't get a lot of cancellations, but how I fill the time slot is really simple. I am overbooked anyway, so if I get time off, I'm taking it to do other things. I have plenty to do. I'm behind on. So there you go. I'm probably doing something online. I'm probably building my website. I'm probably talking to customers. So if I have downtime, meaning somebody cancels on me, I take their deposit, I say, fuck you, and I get back to work. Damber says, when is the next paint night? Spring. Damber, most likely it'll be spring. So, yeah, be patient. Okay, next question. Let's see here. How can you tell? Okay, this is interesting. I don't know, again, that I'm qualified to answer this. How can you tell a good business deal from a bad one? You better know business really well. And that would be the only way. That's my only answer to. That's the only way to tell whether or not it's a good business deal or not. You better know business. And most people do not know business. They know the product or the service to some level because we're all consumers. So we know products. We all have some sort of service we can give or have received services in the past. All of us have had a mechanic or worked with somebody that's, a gardener or some sort of way, even somebody in a clinic of some sort of clinician. So we've all experienced service and our products, but most of us know nothing about business. Business is big boy shit. It's the fucking big leagues. So if you want to know a good business deal and how to tell if it's a good one or a bad one, you better just know a lot about business. And may God be with you in regards to that. Amanda says your work is phenomenal. If I ever carry that treasure, thank you, Amanda. And you will. You will. Jim says the eyebrows are amazing. I'm glad you say that because that's the part that I probably struggle with the most. Like it's actually really difficult. So there we go. Curtis says good businesses, all parties win. There you go. That's a good way to put it. That if it's a good business, both parties will win. But again, if you don't know what that means, if you don't know what a good business is, I think you're going to have a real hard time being able to tell what that is. And you might be if you don't know what a good business is and you haven't ran a good business or you don't know anything about it yet and you haven't got your feet wet, you're probably going to be the person on the other side that is a bad deal for them. So you gotta figure it out. It's a lot. I mean, I wish I could add more to that. It's probably would be a way more fun conversation than most of these questions, but yeah, to tell a good business deal from another, I think you yourself have to be really well versed. By the way, Curtis, if you're having a drink tonight, I promised everybody I would be easy on the Old Foresters because it's 115. It's 115 proof. But you know what? Tonight's that kind of night. No, a little bit more. There we go. Okay. It's going to be a good night. It's already a good night. You guys are having a good night. I'm having a good night. A little bit of Foresters goes a long way. So there we go. Okay. Kim says, I would love to get on the books for some work around her. Some work around her? Wait, what? I don't know what that means. I am literally not sure what that means. What's your favorite vacation time thing to do? Camping? Mikey, that's a good question. My favorite vacation type thing to do? Yes, definitely. Mountains, woods, solo, kids, maybe just me, maybe them and me. I don't know. But taking my van up to the woods, setting up and just checking out. That's it. That's what I like to do. Sit in a cold ass body of water, some freezing ass water, butt naked, whether it's under the stars or watching the sunset or the sunrise, sitting in a hot tub in a meadow in a field full of dragonflies. Every year. I do that every year. Brody says, you know a good business person by the people they surround themselves with and how they treat them also. A good business person. I would say to a high level, that's true. Definitely. The team they have around them says a lot. If they have great people around them, especially consistently, then there you go. You're probably right. Mikey says, like, where's your fun time weekend to do thing? Hanging out with my kids, going grocery shopping, and taking care of the house, having a cool meal, playing Pac-Man. Lately, it's been the thing. I'm trying to get to 100,000. Super close. 94% there. And yeah, weekend stuff. If you want to know what I'm doing on the weekends, you should come visit me. Yes, Damber, you are not wrong about that. That I will agree. That's probably the smartest thing you've said all night. 115, baby. Okay. So let's get to the next question. I don't mind touching on the business one a little more if you guys have any questions. You know what to do. Next question is not a question. You are truly an inspiring person. Even if people don't admit it, know you've made that person better. Thank you for that very much. See, Mike, you asked who supports me and who lifts me up. Now you know. You guys. Okay, next question. How can you tell oh, that's the same one. It's a repeat one. I screenshotted it, so let's go down. What's something you are looking forward to? Something I'm looking forward to. I look forward to lots of things, but if I don't want to be general, by the way, I love Mondays. I love Mondays. I like going to the gym. I love tattooing cool shit, like what I did today. Now this, sharing it again, this little tattoo I got to bang out in 4 hours. That's the type of stuff I like to do. That's what I look forward to. Seeing my kids, being home with my kids. Sundays are my days off, so hanging out with the kids, seeing my daughter, brightening up my day. That's what I look forward to. That's it. Anything else after that is just extra. And there's plenty after that, but that's it. See, Barkus is saying any fun tattoo projects coming up? Yes, a ton. I'm booked out pretty much until June, so a ton, including yours. And let's see here. Always, you know how I roll. Okay, you guys are getting spicy. I see what's going on. All right. Notifications off. Let's see. Next question. Here we go. We have quite a few more, so let's get through these kind of quick, and then we can open it up to just speaking with you folks, you ladies and gentlemen. But before we do, I don't see the thumbs ups, right? I don't see the thumbs ups as much as there should be.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
No, monetization button on here for that very reason. Maybe because I play shit like that.
Fucking hell yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, and you know what's weird? You are right. There is no super chat button on said live stream. That's weird. I wonder if it's a let's see, watching. Yeah, I was trying to see. I'm going to send myself a thumbs up right now. I'm trying to see. I guess, yeah, tonight is no super chat. I wonder if it's a setting thing. I don't know what any of this stuff means right here. Send hearts, guys. That's what you should do. There we go. I sent myself one. I'm watching me on YouTube right now. I don't know what community moderation means. That's weird. No L monetizations. I don't know. I don't know why. I'll have to figure that out. Body heat is the best heat. Are you guys getting spicy? I'm just going to scroll past it. There we go. Let's get some music. Tonight's getting weird. You're all getting weird. We're all weird. You guys are weird. I'm fucking weird. Okay. Now that I'm done watching myself on YouTube, trying to find the monetization button, it's not here. That's okay. Next question. Hope you had a great day. What's the best part? Question mark. It's funny. I ask my kids that every day. What's the best part? Especially on trips. What's the best part? The best part of today, the best part of today, I would have to say is this so far, but the best part of my day was a good friend of mine bringing me sushi and just being the kind, wonderful person she is. It's so cool to have awesome people around. Yeah. Kim, you know who you are. I love you. Okay, so that's what I look forward to. That was the best part of my day. Let's go. There's so many questions. I wish I can get to them all, especially the ones in the comments, but I can't always. But bear with me, bear with me, guys. You might be right, Wendy, and I do my best. When I'm in a mood, I guess it just comes out. Someone's asking, is that whiskey? I don't know what you're referring to. Mikey, how else would I eat it? You weirdo. Jeez, of course. How is there some other way? Okay, next question. What inspired you to add the bar top and change up the shop? It's beautifully designed. More seating and drawing space, eating space. Instead of the 2 chairs that were in the back of the shop, now I have a huge 10-foot bar with a mini fridge, and the bottles and everything are up on a nice shelf. So it's just awesome to have because it's just so much better workspace. Interesting. This is another similar question. Did you have a favorite moment today? A favorite moment today? Yeah. The best part of my day so far in terms of a moment would be telling Evan goodbye before I go to work, gave him a big old hug, and telling him I love him. That was the best part of my day. If I was answering this question by the end of the night, it would be doing the same thing, but with my daughter as well. Not telling him goodbye, but good night. Okay. Interesting question. Let's see. Try not to miss you guys in the comments. What's going on here? You guys are getting it. I like it. Curtis says, keep killing it, homie. Bedtime for me up at 4:30. Curtis, thanks for being on here. I appreciate you. You know that. Hope all's well. Can't wait to see your studio coming on. Can't wait to record in your studio. It'd be really cool. And by the way, Denver says goodnight, Curtis, in case you're wondering. All right, next question. What gives you your strength and drive? Fuck, I feel like this is appropriate music. This is appropriate music for that. Okay. What gives me my strength and drive? Man, okay. Well, I mean, you know, as a parent, you're supposed to say your kids. And of course, that's to a high level true. But what gives me my strength and my drive? Truth, like what gets me fucking pumped? Truth, I want to answer this really accurately because it's so fucking simple. What gives you your strength and drive? Man, I'm excited to answer this because, well, it gives me a lot of strength and drive. It makes me fucking pumped. Oh dear, here we go. So what gives me my strength and drive, I'm going to tell you right now. It is, if you're out there, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing with, just know that you are my absolute favorite client, Linda. And you cannot deny it because I say it every episode. Next time I see you, I'm going to remind you. And if your daughter's watching, she can tell you for me. So what gives me my strength and drive is possibilities. That's probably going to be my favorite question of the night because it's exciting. What gives me my strength and drive is simply just possibilities. The fact that I've said it so many times on here, the fact that you can go from nothing to something, the fact that something cannot exist and it can exist, the fact that you can have an idea and it becomes real, the fact that right now you can literally go to the drawing board of your life and you can say, here's what I want to have happen. And you can actually, lo and behold, actually make it happen. Like, I don't know. I guess not everybody's in that boat, but I will tell you right now, it's the most, look, and Mikey's on here, so I'll go here because we do this a lot. We reminisce, right? Like Biggie said. Maybe it wasn't Biggie. Maybe it was the other guy. Being a young kid, me and Mikey grew up together and we're friends for quite some time. We've known each other pretty much for life now. So much love, homie. Here's the deal. Going from some 15, 14-year-old, 16-year-old, whatever kid, trying to play guitar, trying to learn some chords, bugging, Mikey's bigger brother for showing me how to play Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson on the electric guitar because I didn't have one. Skateboarding, BMX riding, and, I remember the jump at Meldrum Bar. Mikey knows, I'm sure, what it is, the big, huge doubles that people almost damn near killed themselves on, literally. And, just getting the guts up to be able to jump this, first off, dropping in was like 3 feet of vert into this quick dirt hill that eventually launches you 16 feet in the air. It was, for a kid, very scary. For me, I wasn't good at that stuff, so to me, it was a big deal. My point is to be able to go from that to a grown-ass man who can raise a family, good kids, provide for them, protect them, run a business, teach people things, show them how to make money themselves, give it all back. Man, it's to go from nothing to something, to go from zero to something, to go from point A to point B, that is what drives me. To know that it's only an illusion that one day you'll look at something and think, God, that is insurmountable. And then years later you go, wow, I used to think that this thing now that I've done was like it. And it isn't. It's just part of it. And then you start to do that enough that eventually as you level up, you go, man, maybe that's all this really truly is. It's just a bunch of somethings that I could be or do or become or learn. And maybe that's all this is. It's just a game that you can play if you're excited about the adventure and the struggle, right? The blood, the sweat, and the tears. I really think that that's the best way to live, and that is what gives me the strength and drive in my life. That's it. That's the secret sauce, is that I get fucking super jittery pumped. Seriously, like nothing pumps me up more than knowing the possibilities of one day having my own website. Something so simple. Now that I look back at it, there was a time where it wasn't so simple. Being able to sell tickets to an event that I'm throwing online, make a post on Instagram, 30 people show up, make a ton of money, meet a bunch of cool people, serve some awesome meals and drinks, build some strength, build and strengthening bonds between my community, you guys here, and those of you that support all of us in the shop and the business. And it's just, dude, that's just so exciting. Anyway, I could harp on that all night long, but I don't want to because I could. Okay, I'm going to get to the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. There we go. America. Perfect. Okay, next question, because I fucking love that one. What gives you strength and drive? Possibilities. Probably like in the beginning. Go back to the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Right? That's what it says. It's not the first sentences, but that's in Genesis, chapter 1, I believe. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And he said, let there be light, and there was light, and he saw that it was good. Think about that. First, there was the Word, and then he said, and then the Word said, let there be light, and then there was light, and then it was good. That's 0 to something. That's point A to point B, or point Z. That's from A to Z. That is nothing to something. Right? That's the first part of one of the most important books ever to exist on this planet. If not the most important book, at least definitely today, that we know of. I don't know. I just said that because to me, it sums it up that in the beginning was the Word, and then he created light, and light was good. That's it, spoken into existence. And we have that power. We're made in God's image, right? Whether you're religious or not is irrelevant to the fact that there's this book called the Bible, not a religious text, by the way, a spiritual text, a philosophical text, a how-to manuscript for your life, best we've ever had text. Whether you think it or not, it's irrefutable. You cannot deny it. You can deny it to yourself, but you cannot deny it to the world. And I will profess that for as long as I feel it's true, which most likely will be until I die. So that's how I feel about it. And that's exactly what the Bible says, is that something was spoken to in existence and it was good. Awesome. Okay, so that's what gives me drive, possibilities. Next question. Can you change my nipple studs out for me? I got new jewelry. Who the heck is this? Let's find out. And of course I can. Like, why wouldn't I? Who wouldn't? How come my phone is not... I can't see the icon. But yes, of course. If you're watching this, can I change your nipple studs out? Yes, 100%. This person might not have known that this was a show that we do publicly. Maybe they thought that the response would be private. Yes, you are absolutely right about that. Rochelle says, you may have turned the super chat stickers off by accident. You can change that in YouTube Studio. At least that's what I just read. You could be right, but I've not been in my studio for a while. I could look now, but I really don't think it's going to get me too far. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Just because I haven't been in my YouTube studio for a while. Let's see here. See if I can sign in. In the meantime, why don't we do this? We'll do this, and I'll sign in. Oh, it's probably because I'm signed in here. That's why. Let's see if this will work. I know super chats are off. A few people have said it. Let's see if I can fix that. If not, then it's not that big of a deal for tonight. Okay, I got to open this. Bear with me. What is the next? Let's see what the next question is real quick. Interesting. Real good segue to a totally different topic, but we could touch on it. Will women ever realize they are targeted to be the destruction of the family unit? I'll read that again. Will women ever realize they were targeted to be the destruction of the family unit? A better way, I think, to say that, and maybe what she means is, because we've had this conversation, will women ever realize that they were used as a tool to be the destruction of the family unit, which was to essentially destroy men to make us weaker so that control and society and everything else could get away with whatever the fuck they want. And that's exactly what's happened. So will they ever realize it is the question? Probably not. Leave it up to the women. I'm telling you right now. I don't know, and I don't think so. You know, I was talking about this today just right before the show, and it was a very interesting conversation because it made me realize that there's something we do in our society today that is inappropriate. There's something we all do to a large degree. This is all I ever hear, so I know we mostly all do it, if not everybody does this, and I'm going to help you real quick to understand how to correct something that we should correct, and it's worth correcting. Here it is. Everybody keeps saying that the world's falling apart. Men are, you know, there's no real men anymore. All these sayings, right? And they always sound like they're a future to come. There's something that's wrong. Saying, oh, our country's being taken over. You know, our leaders are destroying our country. They're saying that people are going crazy, as if it's still happening and going to get worse. What we need to correct, and this is really important, it's kind of a weird segue from that question, sort of, a little off topic, but until we correct, folks, ladies and gentlemen, until we correct what we're saying, we're never going to actually understand the matrix, the game, the bullshit game that's being played upon us. And here's what has to change. You have to stop saying men are falling apart. The country's being taken over. We're being infiltrated. The government is taking away this is all like you're acting as if it's still happening. It's already happened. That's what we need to correct. So I'm just going to leave that there. I don't know if that'll spark a lot more conversations. That could be a whole topic, and it maybe should be very soon, if not the next one, because that's exactly what we need to correct. To stop saying that the federal government is becoming tyrannical. It already is. They're already taxing you literally to death. Stop saying that our country's being taken over. It already has been. It's been that way for years. And stop saying that the world's going crazy or that men are falling apart. Men have fell apart. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know how much worse that has to get for people to realize that. We need to stop saying that it's something that's happening. It's already something that's happened. So until we realize that, there's nothing to fix. So we got to stop acting like it's still happening and that it hasn't already happened. So I think that that's very fucking important. Damer says, bite the apple? Question mark. Might be onto something. Wendy says, probably the boss bitch revolution. All it is just a joke. It's not real. The boss bitch revolution is not real. It's an illusion so that they're being used as tools and pawns to break apart families, right? These women want to, hold career over raising kids and family. Like, that's insane. They think it's more, they think it's so much more important that they'll say, I don't even know if I want to have kids today. No, it's already hard enough. And maybe they're not necessarily wrong with the information they have. It's the best they can do in terms of making a decision now, but they're definitely misled. There's nothing else in this world more important than family. Dambria, like I said, I think you're onto something. That's funny. Levi saying something here. Let's take a look. One's only failure is failing to live up to one's own possibilities. I believe that now at 41, spent some years failing to learn the hard way. Interesting. The only failure you have is not living up to your own possibilities. Well, yeah, I think that it's a constant endeavor, right, Levi? I believe that that's something that makes it's a reward, actually, not a curse. Not a curse. It is absolutely a reward to chase your excellence, if you will, to chase your optimal self. So there we go. I just wanted to say that. I was trying to look for the settings. I don't really see them. Sometimes YouTube is weird. Let's see. I don't know if I can even find like the super chat stuff. Let's just see. I don't even think you can like necessarily toggle it. Errors. It says there's an error, so that would probably be what it is. Error. Set up Google AdSense. Fix it. Fix in. Change. I don't actually know. Yeah, it looks like something I might have to address later. Some technical shit that I'm not aware of. You are no longer showing ads because the verification process isn't complete. Verify your identity to start showing ads again. Verify? That's weird. Shouldn't be saying this online, probably. You can see your AdSense YouTube payments here. Got it. There are issues with your payment account. This is really weird. Provide some info. Period. There's so much. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that now because that's it's a lot. That's a lot. Looks like they've been sending me information for a while, so I have to take care of that. Yeah, okay. I'm definitely not paying attention to that super chat stuff right now. It's a little complicated. Something they've probably been emailing me about, but I haven't been looking. Anyways. Okay. You guys are talking about clothes again. Don't know what it is, but that's amongst that. I'll let that happen betwixt you. Let's get back into the questions real quick before we don't have enough time to get to all of them, which we're only an hour and a half in. I think we're actually doing pretty good. Hopefully you guys are having fun. If you're having fun, let me know. Are you guys enjoying tonight's episode? If you're enjoying it, say yes, say no, send me a thumbs up, a smiley face, whatever, angry face, pissed off face. I don't care. I'm not hurt by it. Doesn't matter to me. It's an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. But send me something. Let me know what you guys are thinking about tonight's episode. And also in tonight's episode, if you've been watching the whole thing or just jumped on, what part of it for you has been the best? What's something that stands out? What is the reason why you're still here? Or just give me something. Let me know what you guys are getting out of this episode while I read the next questions and answer them. Okay. So while you do that in the comments, I'm going to read the next one and we'll get to the end of these eventually. Okay. Do you think it's possible to meet the right person at the wrong time? ? No, I don't. That's probably the easiest answer I can give you. Do you think it's possible to meet the right person at the wrong time? No, I do not. Your focus and drive are shining through in your tattoos. That's awesome. And thank you so very much. I appreciate that. It's very nice to be noticed. So thank you so very much for that. Wow, we actually might get to the end of all these questions in a timely manner tonight. That's pretty cool. Okay. So close if you're back. You know what, Danbury? I'm totally cool with that. But the super chats will come back. It just looks like there's some stuff I have to fill out on YouTube. They want some info from me. That's all. Yeah, Kim, thank you. Thank you for the conspiracy theory. Lenore, of course, as always. America! And
fucking hell yeah.
Brody J says, love learning stuff that improves life. Love it. Natalie says, so thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. Let's get to the questions. We're going to go. Let's see if we could do this, right? Let's see if we can go through this fast. I'm trying to keep in mind that this episode tonight is about blood, sweat, and tears. I think I could probably just call my podcast that because I think it's fitting for most all our conversations, but that's our topic for tonight, okay? Oh, I'm not answering that at all. Okay, interesting. Well, I'll read it because you guys get hung in suspense, but I'm not answering this. What's the grossest bloody thing you've ever seen? Anyway, not answering that. What's your favorite way to work up a sweat? Wow. Way to make me blush. How about whiskey? My favorite way to work up a sweat. Walking straight up a god-awful mountain with 60 pounds on your back, carrying a ton of water because you're not sure of the next water source. 12,000 feet elevation up in the air. And beating down, the sun beating down on you, just destroying you. Every step you take forward is a half step back. So you're working twice as hard. And for every step, it's like 10 steps considering the elevation. And then you have 60 pounds on your back and you're trying to get to a destination that's even further and higher. Doing that for 7 hours. That's my favorite way to break a sweat. I mean it. All right, next question. Handsome. Okay. Does seeing a woman cry instinctively put you into leader/protector mode? No, not at all. It puts me into a fight or flight mode. Not at all leader. Now, somebody in danger, somebody scared, somebody helpless, that's a totally different scenario. But seeing a woman cry, no, that puts me in a, you don't have a girlfriend to talk to? So anyway, there we go. That's my true answer. D'Ambria, thank you for your answer. Wendy says, love the show. Great midweek to pump me up and finish the week hard. Appreciate it. She says, thank you for your consistency. Man, you know, I can't tell you how many times I think like, I don't have to do it tonight. One night. It's just one night, right? I don't have to go into, like, I got other stuff to do. Like tonight, I honestly would rather hang out with my kids. That's the truth. I actually would rather, of course, be with my kids right now because it could be. But the show must go on because I am committed to it. And what kind of parent would I be if I set that opposite role model of somebody who isn't committed? You know, I don't want to do that. Not a thing. Damn, bro. Y'all are crazy. Okay, so next one. Oh, I read that one. Is it hard for you to see a woman you know cry? Okay, so like a follow-up question. Is it hard for me to see a woman I know cry? No, not at all. People cry all the time. Not at all. It's very rare to see the people that are closest to me cry because they don't do it very often. Pretty tough family, even my kids. But I think that would be difficult. It's just not often enough for me to remember. So thank you, girls, for that. Okay, another one. This is interesting. Do you think the body knows the difference between tears of joy or pain or sadness? No, I don't. I really don't. I have no idea. I am not the doctor to ask. Oh, I'm not the doctor. Dr. Farmer? It sounds weird. It sounds like two titles. I don't dig it. Okay, what's the worst body injury you've ever had? Oh, okay. What's the worst body injury I've ever had? Wow, worst in terms of pain? It'd probably have to be a back injury. Getting hit by a car and destroying nerves in my back. That was absolutely wretched and dealing with it for the rest of my life. What the worst bodily injury you've ever had? One of the goriest was just splitting my shin open. I think, Mikey, you were there. I don't remember. Splitting my head open. I had to have like 24 stitches in the side of my temple. Almost could have easily died from that if it was an inch back. Would have lost my eye if it was an inch forward. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a lot of blood. I thought I was gonna die. There's so much blood pouring out of my head. It was like an 1.5 inch deep gash in the side of my head. Pretty fucking brutal. What's something you've done and survived and thought, I almost died? That's actually really hard to answer. What's something you've done and survived and you thought, I almost died? Ooh, man. Having kids? I'm just kidding. Being in a relationship? No, I'm just kidding. What's something you've done and survived and thought, I almost died? Taco Bell and sushi in the same day? Just kidding. But seriously, especially if I had milk. What's something you've done and survived and thought, I almost died? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was on a cliff one time. It was good. I actually have something legit. Something that I've done and survived that I thought, wow, I almost died right now there's been quite a few of them. A lot of motorcycle situations where people drive fucking retarded. So retarded, they actually try to run you off the road on purpose. Little old Hispanic lady trying to drive me off the road once. And I was like, could not believe what she was doing. It was insane just because she was mad we went in front of her. Anyway, I remember one time I was climbing down this cliff because I was at the top of this mountain, Spanish Mountain. And I'm at the top looking down thinking, man, I really need water. I don't have any water. I didn't realize there was not going to be a water source on this trail. And the only lake that was near me was straight down a cliff or walk all the way back. And I was just already super thirsty. And I really wanted water bad. It'd been 6-7 hours, hot ass day in the sun, 60-pound backpack, doing what I told you earlier, sweat my ass off. And so I climbed down this cliff. This cliff was, it was literally a cliff. And you could probably stand on like boulders that were anywhere from like a step down to 6-7 feet down. So you had to kind of shuffle down and grab the ledge and let yourself down over and over and over until I got down to this lake. It was probably a good 1,000-foot drop, maybe a little less, maybe 500, between 500 and 1,000 feet. And so anyways, I'm getting down, I'm halfway there and I realized like it's getting worse. And I thought, man, should I try to go back up? And I'm like, there's no way I'm climbing up this thing. I could barely get down it. So I decided to keep going, even though it was getting worse. And I let myself down this wall. I was standing on a rock, looking straight down this cliff, and there was a rock about 4 or 5 feet below me. That was maybe a couple of feet sticking out the cliff. I thought I can get to that one. Well, I kind of stumbled, and when I jumped down to that rock, my backpack, I was still facing the outside of the cliff, not towards the cliff. And my backpack pushed me forward. When I jumped down, it hit the wall and pushed me forward. So I was on my tippy toes, leaning forward on this little 2-foot ledge because between me and my backpack, my back was sticking out this far. And so I couldn't lean back. I can only lean forward. And it kept me there. and I couldn't move. I was stuck in this position with nowhere to go. I couldn't turn sideways. I'd fall over. I couldn't do anything. I don't exactly remember or recount exactly how I got out of that situation, but I know that I was like millimeters away from face planting down a cliff, hundreds of feet. So anyways, that was I thought that was it. I was like, oh, this is it. This sucks. Gunpoint, that's always scary. You always think, oh, this is it. I'm probably not, like when you're staring down the barrel, you're like, probably not walking away from this. Unfortunately, some people have experienced that. Don't recommend it. So don't do it. So that's something I've done and almost died. Motorcycle situations where people run red lights. I've seen people run red lights while I'm going down the freeway and they're sitting on a light ready to cross the freeway and they gun it. They go for it. And I'm just thinking, wow, like if I don't, I'm not going to make it home tonight. And actually it almost happened in front of my kids once while they were following me. And anyway, people drive crazy. So if you're a motorcycle rider, you already know you have to be super, super offensive on the offense all the time. Amanda says, a woman's destruction was a man, but that woman stood for him and gave all she had. I don't know who you're talking about, but that is not the story I remember. So Natalie says, holy crap, Scary Cliff. Yes. So if you ever get to the top of Spanish Mountain, you'll know I was there because there's a book inside of a box and I wrote in it. And you'll look down and see the lake. You'll see it. You'll know which one it was and think to yourself, wow, that's stupid. Who would climb down that? And you can go, yes. Like Amanda said, farmer. I'm the one who climbed down it. It was very stupid. Okay, let's see here. Did I get to all of the comments? I think I did. Let's see. Is there anything? Oh, there is one last one. It's hiding. I don't know why my photos do this to me. It's very weird. Next question is, how has life been for you this month? How are you? Life this month, like Mikey noticed earlier, very stressful. Yes, very stressful. I don't know how else to say it, but that's life, right? That's what you got to do. So very stressful. Thanks for asking. Out of concern, that's awesome. But there's, people always say, like, can I help you? Can I do this? Can I do that? Honestly, there's just certain things that other than short of helping out, and with the basics, which is awesome, means a lot. Like today, Kim buying me food was rad. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell people, but Kim, you're awesome. But it's life, right? Like I'm not the only one stressing. I'm not the only one right now struggling. I'm definitely not the only one out here feeling it like we started off the show talking about. Right now, the world's changing. Our country's changing. Us as a society, it's not just because we're getting older. It's easy to write that off and say, oh, we're just getting older, or, this is life now, or kids these days. I am telling you right now that things are changing, and I would say absolutely for the worst in regards to life as we know it and the way things are, especially in relationship to the way things used to be. Things are going to get tough, guys and gals, and I mean that. So I've harped on this so many times on these episodes that if you don't have your shit straight, it's going to hurt even more. If you don't have your health right? If you're not in a good, healthy position with your health, with your finances, we've talked about it a lot, with your gold, your God, your kingdom, and your strength. If you're not in line with those things, you're in for a rude awakening. If you're not taking care of your health, you are in for a rude awakening. If you're not taking care of your mind and your heart and your soul, your spirit, you're in for a rude awakening. If you haven't been building a community and a kingdom, you haven't been strengthening yourself with your friends and your family and your loved ones, you are in for a hard ride. If you haven't been taking care of your gold, man, you're gonna feel it. And if any of you have been not taking care of any of those things, it is undoubtedly noticeable. It's palpable, one might say. I hate that word. It reminds me of like pupil, or what is that shit inside of orange juice? Not pupils. But anyways, it's gross. Palpable is a weird word, but I used it because it was appropriate. Danbury says, did they ever catch the robber? No, of course not. They won't do anything about that. They are not going to catch anybody. Amanda says, you are not the only one, but you are one who helps things, farmer. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you help by being on here. Because this show is made up of more than just me. It's made up of us. And us is what makes up the show. And the show is made up of us. And me. And not just me, but you. And that's what makes up the show. And that helps us. Anyways, unless you leave them dead and dying and bloodied along the way. See, Kim said it. Kim, I didn't want to say it, but I'll bring it up. Ugh, it's a nasty word. It's ugly. It's gross. See, what are you guys doing? Why are you doing this to me? I don't know what's going on. Maybe we need some music or something to be able to distract us. So I hope you guys got something out of this episode. We're going to wrap it up. If you guys want to ask any questions before we jump off, or there's something we didn't touch on that we should have, or that we did, and you have further inquiry. I guess that would be the right way to say it. Inquiry or inquiry. Donna, what are you doing? What's going on? Guys, jeez. Anyway, this episode I think was awesome. I got a little whiskey to finish. You know, blood, sweat, and tears was the topic for tonight. I think it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed you guys. Sometimes it does actually feel, and I almost forget that I don't have actually callers and people to interview, because it does feel like dialogue between me. It's actually really weird to think that I'm just sitting in this room by myself. Do you hear that? Yeah, it really is just me. And so it gets a little weird, but it doesn't feel like that because of you guys, and I thank you for it. So appreciate it, and you guys are awesome. So if you have any questions you want to ask them right now, I'm going to wrap this up, get to them, or just send me some spice. Be nice. Do whatever you want to do. But tonight's episode is 1 hour and 50 minutes in for episode 91. Keep in mind, I still need help with understanding what we're going to do for episode 100, because we've got to do something cool. It's been years now, right? Years, guys. We're seasoned veterans. So that's it. We need to figure out something really cool for episode 100. Amanda says music, vampire shit. I am super down. That's awesome. Not tonight, because it's family time. David says, how much are your pants, farmer? Everything has a price, but I really like these pants. So it's a very high price. So I will never discourage bidding. Christy, thanks for the flags. You know what to do. America, fuck yeah! Rochelle says, you are not alone. We are here. Love you. You're right. But if I do this, Rochelle, and I don't say anything like this, yeah, it's real weird. It's weird when you're just talking to a camera by yourself. See? Just saying. I let Rochelle take over the show last week, and she did great. And I'm sure it felt a little weird because you've never done that before. So imagine just doing it by yourself. It's even weirder. Kim says, good night, sleep well. Thank you, Kim. I think you're talking to me. See here, Dambria sending the spice and the fire. I appreciate that, of course, as always. If you guys have any closing remarks, now is the time for them. No, God! Or if you just want to hear my sound effects.
You are fake news.
Which I'm super down for. You know, we didn't do any cameras. I didn't even show you guys my new, next time. I have a new behind-the-scenes camera, but we'll get to that. You don't care about my tech. Okay, Brody, you are 100% onto it. This is one of my favorite buttons, actually.
Give me your fucking money!
And Dambria, I appreciate you too. Wendy says, you rock. I rock. We rock. Thank you for that. Super awesome. You know what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go out just like I did the other day. One of the last episodes, I'm going to go out with our song that me and my daughter put up. It's 2 minutes long. With the outro, you guys go ahead and send your comments saying goodbye, saying goodnight, support the show. Listen to the song. Check it out. It's me and Isabel. She's on the cello. I'm on the guitar. We're both singing. I'm going to leave you with it. I appreciate you guys. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And we will see you next time for episode 92. Stay tuned. Find out what our topic is for next week. This week, Blood, Sweat, Tears, episode 91, Joshua Farmer, Taste of Freedom. Appreciate you guys. Give me a good outro. Peace.